How to prepare for a shoot. First of all, you need a stylist, you need a team to create good content. So what I do is usually look on the internet, check out the stylist's portfolio, and then contact them and ask them whether they want to do a test shoot. And the exchange is that I give her images that are finished, sized up, retouched, and the products, she buys some of the product, sources the props, and we have a fair exchange in creating the content. So therefore, it's a win-win. She supplies the product and the props, and I supply the images, the space, and the equipment and so on. So her folio grows and mine does too. So when you email the stylist or contact them, you send them 4 or 5 shots which you wish to achieve on the day, and just see whether she agrees or whether she has feedback, and maybe she will show you her images she would like to achieve on the day, and you come to an agreement. So in a way, I guess I was the art director, for instance, and I sent images to the stylist and asked her that was my brief to her, saying, I want to achieve this type of images. I want my folio to look like this, and this will give me a new look in my folio. Also, you've got to keep updating your content. So it's important to always be testing and updating your portfolio. So I guess the other thing is that you always have to be flexible. If she comes up with a different idea and it fits into your, I guess, the look you want for your work, be flexible and drop your idea and go with something in between. And then set a date and ask whether you can help and have any backgrounds ready, painted, anything you can source. So give yourself a week to prepare. So have everything ready in the studio when the stylist arrives. So day or two before the shoot, get all your gear ready, do a pre-test of all the gear, lighting, backgrounds, everything you need to have in the studio. Have everything ready to go, and also do a pre-test lighting, make sure everything is working. If you need to borrow any gear or lenses, lighting, make sure that you're at least days ahead of time. So if you need to borrow gear, don't leave it late, don't leave it at the last minute. It's important that you do a pre-test, you set up a rough setup and do a test, make sure you're happy with the lighting and experiment. So take a couple of hours to do that before the stylist arrives or even the day before. So I guess in exchange, you're supplying the images finished, retouched, and the stylist is supplying you with her time and props and food or cooking if need be, if you're shooting food photography. So just to recap, do you have your favorite camera? But you know, you don't have to spend a lot of money on the gear, just borrow whatever you need and go on eBay, buy some a cheap tripod or a light meter, whatever you need to have a kit which you're going to use all the time. Because the most important thing is that you're using a similar equipment all the time and you're getting consistent results. So if you're shooting RAW, you need a capture program on your computer or just capture to your card if you're not tethering to the computer, and then use the capture program or Photoshop to process your RAW files. Don't shoot JPEG, shoot RAW, really important. So on the day when you're shooting, it's really important that you stay flexible and be open to change. Things always change on the day. So you have your brief, which you brief your client with those 4 or 5 images. And then on the day, you'll find that things just flow a different way. So be flexible with the stylist's opinions. If it gets to the point that you like something, in particular for your portfolio, do an extra shot. Do an extra shot for yourself and do an extra shot for the stylist. Shoot a vertical shot, shoot a horizontal shot, get different formats for your different usages, and pull back on some shots, give yourself space to crop. So I hope this helps, but this is how it works in the professional field. Usually I get called by an art director or editor. I get a brief from the art director or editor. The stylist is usually in the meeting. The stylist goes off and does a propping according to the brief. I do a rough setup the day before or hours before the shoot to get my pre-lighting and work out any problems I'm going to have. And yeah, it's the way it works. So practicing this with a stylist really trains you for the reality of what's going to happen if you become a photographer. If not, then you're going to be able to create better content for yourself, for your social media posting or your blog, and you'll have a good understanding of how it all works and how to get that high-end photography. And if you don't want to be a photographer, you just want to improve your skills, these assignments will also help you to sharpen up your photography and have a better understanding on the equipment and lighting, which most of the time it's really about the lighting. And your posting and social media content will look so much better. So stick with me and we'll take you through all the assignments to bring you to the next level.